Do you have allergies? I bet most of us have allergies. My next guest shares with me how to determine what allergies you might have and how to treat them. So let's learn more.
Building spirituality, family, health, and business. This is the Giant Builders with Lois Wyant.
Hey, Giant Builders, how are you today? I'm so glad that you're joining us. I was really excited to get this guest on because, as I've shared with you before, I have a grandson who is autistic, and she has some knowledge that might be some beneficial for myself. So I love sharing with you the things that are benefiting me. So today's guest is Ynge. Hi, Ynge, how are you?
Thank you. I'm very well.
Great. Can you tell our listeners a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Yeah, so I am an acupuncture physician since 30 years and later on a naturopath. I specialized in allergies already started to work with allergies in 98 and didn't know I had allergies myself, but overcame fibromyalgia that I had tried so many things for to get rid of, and nothing helped. So I thought I was going to live with that forever. But I do everything on myself as I do on my clients and patients. So I did the allergy elimination on myself. And lo and behold, my aches and pains started to disappear. It took a while, probably like 3, 4 years before I got rid of it. And I didn't really know how to either, but I have not had any pain for like 25 years.
That's amazing because that's a
Very, very
very
painful.
painful thing. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm tall. I always used to be first of everybody walking. I always had to hold back. And then all of a sudden I was the last one. So after treating allergies, that's when I started to get patients first for what they called um, attention deficit or hyperactivity, they called it,
Hmm.
and then autism. And as I said before, I didn't even know what autism was. And I saw what these parents went through, and it just grabbed my heart. And it's still, I mean, I had a child who was definitely hyperactive and maybe ADHD looking back, but it was tough and hard. I said he should have been born with an iron ball glued to around his foot. But when I saw these other kids, I mean, it was nothing. And I saw also how many marriages broke.
Mm.
And most of the times the mother was being left. And I mean, not enough sleep, not enough friends. I know one person who could not, even though her marriage kept held, and her son was so wild, he ran after his parents with knives and scissors, and
Ooh.
the whole house was like chopped up almost. And there was nobody she could leave the kid with.
Yeah.
So I saw all the strain they have. So it has been, I don't know if it's my mission or my vision, but at least my wish to help these families.
Well, it sounds like a big blessing to families to me. So let's talk about the fact that it seems like there's a huge rise on attention deficit, autism, all of these things. Um, I mean, part of me thinks that, well, it very much could be a food item of such, but do you find that a lot of these allergies that you find in this type of child, are they usually allergies to food, or what are some common
Well,
allergies?
all kinds of allergies. First of all, what I think, why?
Hmm.
Uh, they say that vaccines strengthen your immune system, but it really is the contrary. And I think that no, there must be like 3 generations with all these vaccinations. So each generation has a lower immune system. And often, for example, kids, the first day they are born, they are being vaccinated with hepatitis B instead of testing the mother. So they pump that little baby with, before it was the other metal, you know what I mean. I get it in other languages. Now it is aluminum. And these little bodies, and they say pregnant mothers don't eat too much fish, I mean, for example. So, and I think sometimes they don't even tell the mother that they are injecting them. So even if they afterwards say, no, we are not going to vaccinate our child, they have had that first vaccination when they were so young. And I know it's a big discussion if it is vaccinations or not, but their brain barrier is not developed. And if they're going to vaccinate, they should be much older. You know, it's too early to start with babies. So I think that is a big help in the wrong direction. And then also what people eat today. I think the food choices, the lifestyle is fast, easy, and unhealthy. And as Hippocrates said, over 2,500 years ago, everything starts in the gut. It still stands. And for example, children, since I know many mothers don't breastfeed, but breast milk has a lot of sugar, I guess, because it's meant for them to like the milk, right? So it's very easy for kids to become sugar addicts. So often, because the parents, the mother maybe likes sugar and ice cream and stuff. I mean, I can see sometimes toddlers or less than a year, they're eating ice cream. And it's the worst they can give them. So it starts very early. And I don't know how to reach people to try to get them to cook food, first of all, breastfeed if they can. I have 7 great grandchildren.
No, that's a lot.
I just had 3 this year. The other ones are a little older, but it's impractical for them to breastfeed, but they combine. They do pump the breast milk, and then they give them a little of something else. But at least they are getting some of that good stuff that is in the breast milk, that the babies need to become more stronger, have a better immune system. So it starts even before then. Honestly, it starts before they get pregnant. In Chinese medicine, for example, they tell women to really get their health in order before they start to get pregnant. But I don't think that's followed here very much, or in the Western world at all.
Well, tell me what's involved with testing somebody for their allergies?
So I don't really test. I mean, you can use my kit. Let me see if I have a kit. I can show you more or less. Well, it's not complete, but it comes with so these are vials.
Okay.
They are homeopathically imprinted. So it's like people say, how can you imprint? Well, I compare it with, you go to Spotify and you want this and this music and you click on a button and you download it. It's about the same thing. So it comes with a laser that I don't have one around here. Yes, I have here. So it comes with a laser, a cold red laser.
Okay.
So you treat, because we are allergic to basically all the same things, even if we don't have allergic reactions, but we have a sensitivity. So, for example, the first treatment is really for, it's a vial that contains the energy of egg, chicken, milk, and dairy, vitamin C, and parasites. Why? Because some people say, oh, I'm a vegan, I don't eat any animal products. Well, we are animals and we came from an egg. And when we are born, we get milk. So many kids are allergic to milk, and probably depending on what the mother eats too. That can have a big effect. And then when we start eating as small children, we eat vitamin things, veggies and things with vitamin C. And we are warm-blooded animals. We all have parasites, whether we want to accept it or not. And we are mostly allergic to the dead bodies and the poop. I know it sounds horrible, but
Hey, be honest with us.
it is the truth. So then the next treatment is for vitamin B and sugar, that goes hand in hand. Number 3 is for toxins, because we are all toxic, and also what we are vaccinated with. And then the 4th is for vaccination, childhood vaccinations. And the 5th is again for sugar and candida. Number 6 is for grains. And 7 is a mixture of all of it, because we often mix it all. And we can have a reaction from what we eat together. And I have also, and you treat all of it, you always use 2 vials. You treat for something I call a stress vial. I had a patient once that could not relax, and I had difficulties in getting the treatments to stick, so to speak. Mm-hmm. And so I created the stress vial, and then she relaxed and could absorb the treatments. So after that, every kit has a stress vial. And lately, I have also created something I call mast cell activation together with histamine and neurotransmitters, even though histamine is also a kind of a neurotransmitter, but it works for everybody, but I think specifically for kids on the spectrum with the mast cell activation and the histamine. Histamine is in so many things. And I think we are so used to feel in a certain way that we don't even think that we don't feel optimal. And that goes for everybody. So then, for example, in the allergy kit, I also have emotions. Apart from I have other vials. I have one for brain, for example, because it's a little mixed up.
Oh, it's just not me, huh?
No, it's not just you, and it's really all of us. And then I also have, for example, for oxalates and salicylates, which, I really admire mothers. They do everything not to eat wheat, because wheat is one of the worst things really for kids. They have temper tantrums. They can even get eye contact disturbed because of the wheat. So they use almond flour. Mm-hmm. But many of us, of anybody, has an allergy to oxalates. Plus, oxalates is not good to have in big quantities. So some of the reactions to oxalates, which is in almonds and almond flour and almond milk and all these things, and sometimes they get tons of it. So some of the symptoms can be that they get red eyes. These are ears. And like red cheeks, and often start flapping from the oxalate. That's an oxalate reaction. And salicylates is another one that is in colored veggies that we want them to have, because we want all the phenols in the colored veggies, right? Mm-hmm. But a lot of us are allergic to that too. And then, of course, there is food coloring and food additives that, well, finally, they prohibited, or they, what do you call it? They threw away the red dye, right?
Yeah, yeah.
After how many years it has been prohibited in Europe? Years and years. And what do I have more? This was so, and also there are, for example, you can, once you buy one kit, you can just buy extra vials. You only buy one kit. And then if you need, because the more you treat with a kit, the more, and that is for anybody, you know, you get more aware of, you have something, you eat something, you smell something, and you react. Before, when you react to everything, you don't know what you're reacting to.
Oh, okay.
What I also have in the allergy kit for autism is emotions. I have anxiety, anger, and fear. And some mothers, they treat their kids with the anxiety or fear before they put them on the bus because they, you know, are apprehensive of going. And then they are angry when they come back. So they treat them with anger when they come back.
Okay.
And that seems to work very well with a lot of kids. So, because they can't help it. It's, you know, whatever they react to. So, and soy, for example, because it's not only that you don't give them soy, lots of things have soy added, right?
Mm-hmm.
And also water. I have water in there too, because it's not the water you drink, because most people drink filtered water or special water, hopefully not in a plastic bottle, but
The things we've been learning, you know?
yes. So, but we shower in water, we wash our hands in water, and we absorb. And I think many more people are allergic to all the toxins in water than we think of. It's something you don't even think about, right?
Oh, right, yeah. You,
Because you think you drink safe water, but then you do the rest in not.
mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
that's what that is in there. So I do that, and I also recommend, I work with a company that has Detox. It's called Defender, that detoxes through the urine, and it is tasteless, totally tasteless, and you don't get the bad reaction from it, and you excrete it through the kidneys and the urine, so you pee out the toxins, even microtoxins, micro, what did I say? Plastics.
Oh, yeah, I've read an article recently about how much plastic is in our body now.
Yes, and a lot, of course, I think is from water bottles that you know, and water bottles should be prohibited. They are the worst thing in our in the oceans.
Mm.
And now we learn that yeah, especially if you leave it in the car and it's hot in the car, well, you're practically drinking microplastics.
Yeah. Right, so
So,
tell me, so these different vials, so what is involved in a treatment? So what do I, like if I get a kit, what do I do first?
so what you do, first of all, you take a Q-tip and you lick on it just like this, not soak it because you don't want to contaminate the vials. Then you take the vials, you start with the MCA vial, but start with the one, just it's easier to explain. You take vial number 1 and the stress vial, and you put it, I recommend that you do it with surrogates, with small children. And when they're older, they can do it on themselves or be done on themselves. But you take so if you do it with the surrogate, you say you are the surrogate, right? You take your child's saliva and put it on the child over the belly button. You don't have to stick it in because some people have autism. You just put it over and hold it with the elastic or whatever from the pants or what they have. Then you take the vials, the 2 vials. I usually put them with a cap underneath. It looks prettier. And then you hold them over your belly button. You sit so you have physical contact. It doesn't have to be skin to skin, but physical. Either sit on, you can have the child's leg over your legs, or the child can hold on to your shoulder, but in physical contact. And before you start, you say, the intention is for, and you say the child's name, for him or her to highest good to benefit from this allergy elimination. So just an intention. Everything is intention, you know that. Then you take the laser, you shine it through on yourself, through the vials over the belly button for 30 seconds. Then you go to your third eye, between the eyebrows, and you go 7 times. You count. This is, you start here, and you go back. That's 1 time. So you do that 7 times. Then you go to your ear. You know, the ear is like an upside down fetus. This is the head. This is the butt. You have all the organs. I do a lot of ear acupuncture. All the organs on the ear. So you shine 7 seconds, 7 seconds. You go back to the belly button. So this is 1 round. So you do the belly button again for 30 seconds. Head, ears, belly button. Head, ears, belly button. You do that 7 times. Then you do something called the 4 gates, which is a Chinese treatment, which is large intestine 4 between the thumb and the forefinger. It's a very good point if you have, it's on the large intestine, but it's also the master point of the head. Okay. So you can get rid of, if you have a headache, you can get rid of headaches by pressing this. And if you press them, you will see it's sore. Then, so you start on the left hand, go to the left foot, the corresponding between the big toe and the second toe, the same point. That's liver 3, a very important point to move the liver energy. So you go left, large intestine 4, left hand, left foot, right foot on the liver, right hand on the large intestine, and end up, you close the circuit on the left hand. So you do that, then you sit for 5 minutes. The whole thing can take between 8 and 12 minutes. So it doesn't take long. I recommend that you do it after dinner. Then you don't have to stay away from anything. If you do it in the daytime, stay away from 8 to 10 hours from that thing that you're doing. Some things you cannot stay away from. For example, I have mold and dust. Mold is also a big thing. And dust mites, for example, a lot of kids are allergic to the dust mites in bed, and they wake up and they have difficulties breathing. So that would be good to do in the morning, because then you're not in bed all day long. But otherwise, most of them you do. Another thing is, for example, the first vial number 1 that has milk. A lot of kids' ear infections, they come from an allergy to milk. So instead of getting all these antibiotic, clear the allergy or don't let them have milk.
All right, so this process, you do that for each vowel?
Yeah, and you have to have at least, you can have more, but you have at least 48 hours between treatments. So even if you don't see any reaction or anything, the body has to process and recuperate for 48 hours.
Right, 48 hours between each valve?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
And yeah, so you do it after dinner, which is but you can do it anytime, but that's the easiest. It's the easiest to do, because it also makes you relaxed. The other thing is that you as a surrogate have no benefits of it, and you have no reactions. So I recommend that everybody in the family does it. I mean, you have the kit, we all have allergies. And so many people who, when they do it, they lose weight, they feel better, they start to eat. It's easier for them to eat healthier, because what it does, for example, the sugar, which probably most of the times it has to be done more than once. And I recommend do it once a month, because there's sugar and everything, so it comes back. And it also have to do with candida, but you get rid of the cravings.
Oh, okay.
So if you can get rid of the cravings, it's easier to lose weight. It's easier to eat better.
All right, so I'm wrapping my head around this all. Okay, so how many valves are in there?
So in the first, in the what I really call the basic autism kit is 22 vials.
All right, so it's 22 valves. So I'm doing one of those valves every 48 hours.
Mhm.
And then am I repeating that after I finish it?
It depends, because
Okay.
sometimes you see that, okay, they had milk and they had a reaction. Okay, you repeat that. Sometimes you have to go deeper. For example, I had a child, she was 3 years old when she started, but had her fourth birthday while I was treating her. Her mother didn't want to do the kit, so she came to my office. And she had eczema from her scalp down to her toes.
Mm-hmm.
Yucky, itchy. I
Yeah,
felt sorry for her.
yeah.
I treated her for the first vial, and I do muscle testing, which I recommend. I would like to teach everybody doing it. But you can look on the Google it, and you can find
Okay.
instructions. So so she was strong when she left, weak when she came back. I did the first vial a second time. The third time, same thing. She was weak when she came back. So I tested her. I must have tested her for egg yolk, egg white, chicken, the whole egg, milk and dairy, everything that's in that first vial.
Mm-hmm.
She was strong on everything but chicken.
Oh.
And the mother said, oops, that's almost all I give her.
Oh.
So I treated her for only chicken and said, don't give her any chicken for a couple of weeks so she can kind of get rid of the toxins in the body for it. She came back, the kid didn't have one spot on her.
Hmm.
So sometimes since I mix them, you have to divide it and go deeper. But I always recommend go back and do it again a couple of times. If not, contact me and I can help them to check and muscle test for what they are allergic to and sell them a vial for that.
All right, so you said at the beginning that this helped you with your fibromyalgia.
Yeah,
I have
myalgia.
a really hard time with that word.
Yeah, because if you put the R before
Yeah,
first,
there's too many letters in there. So what
fibromyalgia.
about, would this help with something like, let's say, like arthritis, or like I have MS? Would that help with that?
It would probably. And of course, with MS, there are certain things that you shouldn't have, like milk and wheat and
Mm-hmm.
things like that. But I think it can help. And
Okay.
of course, I can't guarantee, but if
Right.
you do like the restrictions in food and you do the kit, because then there is less to react to. They
Mm-hmm.
did a I don't know if they can call it research, but there was a home for older people, and I think they had like 60 or 70 people who did it, and they took off wheat and sugar in there, or at least as little sugar as possible in the food,
Mm-hmm.
where wheat is worse than sugar. And the people, first of all, they got rid of their sugar cravings and started to eat better, but 80% of them got rid of normal eggs that they had kind of every day.
Yeah.
That is, if it didn't disappear, it
Uh-huh.
that's the word I can't say.
We have our words.
So that lessened. So and unfortunately, in all people's home and in schools and everywhere, it's wheat and sugar that they get, and it is detrimental to the health.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so do we order this kit off of your website, or how do we get in touch with the kit?
Yes, you order it on the website,
Okay.
and um, I think I should have checked this before. I think I have a code that is allergy 15. You can get 15% off,
Oh, okay.
and that you can give to your clients or put on your website.
Okay. All right. Well, tell me about your book.
Okay, so the book is information really and tips about things that that make kids have reactions.
Mhm.
And so it is learning about what they can react to. It is also about shopping. It's about throwing out, cleaning up your pantry, throw out everything with wheat and
Yeah.
sugar. And yeah, so it's tips in general. For funny thing is, I have my brother's youngest son. His fiancée is a singer. She won the European thing last year, and that was the second time she won, by the way.
Mm.
And she, when I went to Sweden, I brought books for everybody to read, and of course, nobody did, but she did. She was the only one who read it, and she said, "I've never met her, but more than on Zoom and on the phone." And she said, "You have to write more books." That book saved my life.
Mm.
So many of us, you can call it ADD or whatever you want. We all have some of that, I
Yeah.
think.
I feel like I would honestly say that as a child I was not, but as I get older, I feel like I have more tendencies towards that attention span being less and
Uh-huh.
less.
So by following the advice in the book,
Hmm.
you just feel so much better. As you said, it saved my life. I mean, I was, "Oh, okay, good." But yes, there are tips that are very, very useful that we definitely can take advantage of and learn from.
All right. Well, we'll have a link to the book below too. I know my family is each getting one for Christmas, so
Oh,
that's for
good.
sure. And my husband and I are getting our own book, so that's the way it's going to work. Uh, any closing thoughts?
Yes, number one, eat organic. I know families only by eating organic that their kids have less reactions.
Mhm.
Of course, that has to do with the toxins. I mean, if you take the strawberries, oh, but they are too expensive. Well, if you think about the strawberries that look so wonderful, but
Big.
they grow on this black plastic that they have sprayed the plants with glyphosate, and it's pooled in the plastic, and that's where they grow.
Mhm.
That's what we eat.
Yeah.
So that is number one. And throw out sugar as much as you can. I mean, we get enough sugar from fruits. And wheat is 10 points higher on the index so it's 10 points higher than sugar on the glycemic index.
Mm.
So when we eat a piece of bread, it's worse than eating a teaspoon of sugar.
Mm. Yeah, it's really scary when they show you those visuals of like this much sugar is in like sodas, it's like, oh, you
Yes,
never sit your child down and give them spoonfuls of sugar like that, but yet a
no,
soda is like, yeah, that's not a good choice.
no, no,
Yeah.
not at all. A friend of mine showed his daughter that because she had two sodas with her lunch.
Oh.
And I said, that's not good. And I said, there is so and so much. Show her in teaspoons how much it is. He
Mhm.
did. He put it on a plate and he said, now eat this. She got all, eat that. Well, that's what's in those two sodas. So she really thought and she stopped doing it.
Mhm.
But that's a very good way to destroy your whole system. Sugar, diabetes, everything that has to do with sugar. It's the sodas.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. I mean, I feel very enlightened. I mean, I feel like I understand what I need to do. Because I don't know how long I would like to live, but I would like to live healthy. And so I think that understanding our bodies and understanding what our bodies need is definitely a benefit to live healthy.
Well, I will be 87 in November.
Oh, wow. You look wonderful. All right. I
And
want to look like you when I'm 87.
probably will you look beautiful. But it has to do with what you eat.
Oh, yeah.
Is the most important thing is what you eat.
Hmm. So, all right. Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And Giant Builders, we'll see you next week.
Thank you for listening. This has been The Giant Builders with Lois Wyant.